Welcome back, everyone. Royce and I are out for a hike here in the forest, and we're having a grand old time. It rained the other day, so there's probably some mushrooms out, so we're gonna go check that out. But the reason why we're out here today is we want to try out the new Tractive. So Royce and I were asked to review this. This is one of the leading, if not the leading, GPS tracker for dogs, and it uses the cellular network system. So we're in a forest right now that has really good cellular coverage. I think this is a really great option for those of you that are worried about losing your pets either in the city or maybe in some forestry tracts where there is cell coverage. We've been using it for a little while now and I'm really impressed with it. As you guys know, we've had the Finster, which is another GPS tracker for dogs. It does not work on the cellular network, so it's really good for off-grid use when you really have no signal to track your dog. But this one is really interesting, and I think he likes it too. Let's give it a whirl. So here is the Tractive. It's on his collar here. It's a little over 1 ounce, and this tracker here has an integrated SIM card. So basically it's like, having a cell phone on him here. As you can see, it has a nice little rubber, really sturdy way to grip onto the collar right here. And there's the on and off button. People actually use this on cats as well, which I think is a cool idea, but you'd happily have to have a big cat because you can see there's my hand and that's the size of it right there. But it sits flush against his neck. He's not bothered by it at all. And it's very durable. It is waterproof and shockproof, which is perfect because, my little buddy likes to have some fun in the bush. So yeah, we're going to try this out today. Now I have charged this. I charged this for 2 hours. It comes with a proprietary cable. Much like the Finster has a proprietary charge cable. They mentioned not to charge it with a high-speed charger, so just, your average charger would be fine. So we charged it up before we headed out. Now, I've been using this for many days now, so the battery's not 100%. So when I show you guys what it looks like on the app, you'll see just how much it's depleted. Battery in general on this is a lithium-ion battery. It will last approximately 7 days, 7-8 days, depending on, if you're using some of the live tracking features, versus kind of being in just a low-grade kind of tracking mode. So, so far I've been experimenting a lot with the different settings, so we've been using a lot of the battery. But it's pretty fast to charge within a couple hours, so if you're headed out on a day hike the following day, just charge it up overnight. So with this tracker, it is on 24/7. I have turned it on, not like the Finster where it kind of sits in kind of an idle mode. And doesn't fully have him tracking at all times. It will keep track of the Finster, that is, will keep track of his steps as an activity level, but it will not, I can't just somehow remotely log into him and find out where he's at with the Finster. So this unit is on for 24/7 right now because we're trying this out and making sure it works really well. So that's awesome, because what that means is that anywhere I am in the world, and the Tractive works in 150 countries, which is pretty amazing. I'm in Canada right now, but it works all over the world, and on their website you most certainly can check out to see if your country, is covered, with this GPS tracker. It's a product that's made in Austria. It's pretty high quality. I'm impressed with it. It arrived in plastic-free packaging, which is always a bonus for me, who's into helping out the environment every little way I can. So we're going to try it out today. It has a lot of features like the Finster. Sorry, I just got distracted by mushrooms there. Let's take a look. Oh yes, we have a lot of Lactarius out today. Lactarius delicious. Ooh, I'm so excited. These ones are a bit old. These are edibles. One of my favorite edibles, actually. As you can see, they have the orange cap, and when you break them like that, they have orange latex, and they have a little bit of green tinge to the tops of them. This is a delicacy in Russia, actually. So, oh my gosh, look at them. They're everywhere. Doody-doody-doo. Right on. I'm going to be getting some of these later. I've got my little leather pouch. But let's get back to talking about the Tractive. Okay, so I have clicked on the little icon there on my cell phone, and I'm now in the Tractive app. So I've set up Royce's profile here. I've added a few cute little pictures. As you can see, we have a few bars of service here, about 3 bars of LTE, which is great. This is the 4G LTE version of the Tractive. So I've set up his cute little profile here. There's some pictures. I don't know, put some characteristics. Like a lot of the fitness trackers, GPS trackers, you can track his activity, how many minutes a day he's active, And if we go into that, for example, you can see, you know, his active time average, his calorie he's burned average, and his average resting time. You know, gives you some fun little stats like his records. And of course, you know, if you want to compete with your friends, there are leaderboards, and you can set activity goals for him. So for him, he's a pretty active guy. They think his activity level is a bit high for his breed, but he is a really, really active dog, so I'm not worried about that. The next part of the app is the tracker mode. I'm not going to go in there. It shows some personal information of ours, so I'm not going to show you that, but I will show you this. So you can set up some virtual fences. So you can set up a fence virtually around your house, your property, or if you're, you know, in a park or a campsite and you want to make sure you know, see where he is located. So you can set one up different shapes. There's circles, polygons, rectangles, and you can activate it and name it. So it'll basically buzz your phone when your dog goes in and out of this fence, much like if your dog was to, you know, hop a wooden fence in the yard. But it tells you, hey, Royce has left the vicinity, you better go get him. So that was some of the stuff you could see there in the tracker section. Like I said, there's personal info in there, so I'm not going to open that tab up. And there's the family tab over there, and I'm not going to open that either, but basically what that shows you is all the people that you have given permission to see him on the tracker. So if you have a dog walker, a family member, anybody you want to track the dog or give permission to see where they're located, you can send them an email, they get an invite, and they get access through the Tractive website or through the app that they can download onto their phone too. So that's pretty great. So one of the next tabs we're going to go into here is the activity section. And this shows today. So he's already got 93 of his 240 minutes, and we've just gotten started with today's hike. Here you can see his walk in the morning around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, a little bit of activity there at noontime. And again, tells us how active he's been today and then kind of on average. And then how many calories today and on average that he gets. And there's your local leaderboard. I don't know any of these dogs, but anyways, we're not into that kind of stuff. So that's what it shows you under the activity section. Now, if you go to the history section here, it's going to show you if you get the premium plan, you will end up with all the history for the last 365 days of where he's gone, how many kilometers, things like that. So today we've just gotten started here, and you can take a look. There he is, there's his little face, and there's a heat map. So this also shows you heat maps of basically how quick they're moving, how long they spent in a particular period of time. So we kind of stood there for a little bit if we can track his speed, all that kind of stuff. So that's really cool. Also want to show you some of the map settings. So we're looking at standard view. You can look at them in satellite or OSM too, which is pretty neat. Of course, probably takes a little bit more juice out of your battery to get that. But there you go. You can see the dense forest that we're in right now, and we're kind of on a bit of a logging trail. When we go into map mode here, we can also go live. So right now he's just sort of generally being tracked. It can update every 2 to 60 minutes, depending, you know, if you lose signal because you're in dense bush or something. Right here it says his battery's 55% because we've been using this for many days, and his GPS signal is good. So I put on live. It's going to start tracking him, give you every 2 to 3 seconds update as to where he is. Okay, so that's really cool. So I can see, you know, where in general he is. I'm going to kind of move over here. He's piddling around doing his thing. So you can kind of see he's just to the left of me there. So that's pretty neat. You would probably turn on the, you know, this live mode. You know, if I didn't know where he was, like if we're hiking in here and I lose him, I have no idea where he is, I would turn live on. It would I get a ping every 2 to 3 seconds. So you can see I'm kind of right here. He's wandered off over there. So you can see he's kind of walking ahead of me there to the left. And, you know, there is a little bit of wiggle, you know, with the GPS. So he may not be, you know, moving in a zigzag fashion, but that's just sort of, you know, where he gets the pings. And of course, if he is going through dense bush, you know, you're certainly going to, you know, you're going to have the signal may go in and out. Now, here are some really neat features too. His collar there that I showed you in the beginning, I can turn a light on remotely. So if we're basically, you know, in the woods at night and I can't see him, I can go in here and turn on light. I can also turn on a sound. So I can turn on a sound to make a high-pitched beep to locate him. So if he was in some dense bush or something, I cannot see him, I can get him. So I don't know where he is right now, so I'm going to hit find. So I can turn on the light, for example. It's daytime, I don't need to do that, but I can turn it off. And then I can turn on the sound. You guys probably can't hear that. Oh, there he is. So I would just follow the sound here. Yeah, so he's getting a little bit bothered by that. The light is that little light right there, So it's not huge, but it's enough to tell you where he is. So I want to show you something else about the find mode. You see this, his face with these little blue circles. This is sort of the Bluetooth mode. So it's Bluetooth to my phone. The farther I get away from him, you'll see the blue circles will disappear. It's telling me, hey, you're getting farther and farther and farther away from him. Okay, so there we go. And if I get closer to him, the little blue circles, they're going to fill up. So you can see, oh, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer. And of course it has a little bit of a couple second delay or whatnot. But there we are. We're right on top of them at that point. So that's pretty neat. Oops, better turn off the light. There's also an augmented reality, so say for example, if it was nighttime and I have used this where I can't see him, maybe I'm using this to kind of hone in on the little radar. This is kind of like radar on the Findster. See, there he's close to me there. This has an augmented reality where, it can take a look at your surrounding environment and show up the tracker as a little, icon moving forward to tell you exactly where he is. So basically you can see there where my thumb is. It kind of gives away some personal information, but anyway, there's a little white thing there, and what it does is telling you his tracker identification, and it's telling you how many meters away he is. So that's pretty cool. And you can see it's basically, you can see my surrounding environment's augmented reality. Sorry, distracted again. Man, the mushrooms are doing really, really well right now. I just love the fall. Here's a scaber stalk bolete, so beauty. So with this Tractive GPS pet tracker, it's sort of a one-time price of around $70 Canadian. You have to see what it is in your currency across the world, but $70 Canadian plus taxes and shipping. And this one does have a monthly subscription fee compared to Findster, which is more expensive for the unit, but there are no monthly subscription fees. Reason why there are subscription fees monthly is due to, obviously, he's got an integrated SIM card within the tracker. So it's kind of like paying a monthly cell phone bill. So if you don't like extra monthly bills, this will not be for you. If you want to use this off-grid with very poor cell service, this is not for you. Now, my understanding is for, the monthly fees in Canadian, I believe it's anywhere between, $9 to $12 per month, depending if you want the basic or the premium. Now, the basic policy per month, and you can go month to month, you just have to kind of cancel it 1 month before your bill comes out if you're not interested in keeping up with the Tractive product. The basic just allows you to do general tracking and, like I mentioned, the live tracking. So if you were to lose your dog, you want that every 2 to 3 second ping as to where they are. It'll allow you to do that. The premium policy, which is one I'm showing you right now, has that, but it also has the ability for premium support from their team versus the basic support. Don't know the difference, but it also allows worldwide access for anywhere in the world. I could kind of log in and see what's going on to him, and it keeps track of the 365 days of location history, whereas with the basic policy you won't be able to see 365 days back. When I have the Findster, I can only see 7 days of his activity, so it's kind of nice actually to be able to have all that data present. And also with the premium subscription, you can also get the ability to share your pet's location with friends and family, which you can't get with a basic policy. And you can also have the ability to download all the GPS data, if you're keeping record of it. So I think it's worthwhile getting the premium subscription. I think, online now there may be some deals actually. It's actually cheaper than the basic subscription. So we're going to try this out in the long term. I'm really curious to see how it does in the wintertime, so I'm going to let you guys know. I know with the Findster I've had 1.5 years, so I've taken it through many seasons and have been very happy with it. But the one thing with the Findster that I've been really wishing it had was an ability to live track him in terms of, so he really got away from me and was kilometers and kilometers away. If he's in cell, if we get a ping from the cell phone tower, I can definitely tell where he is because that integrated SIM card in there. I can't do that with Findster. With Findster, I have to turn on a walk and have to be within 6 feet of him to get him in the system there. And it's kind of line of sight, that one, if there's tall buildings, dense bush, even though it is off-grid application for that one, I can definitely lose his signal. So with this one, yes, it can technically, if we're in an area where he goes into it as a dead spot or very dense brush, things like that, I could lose his signal. But if he goes back into cell tower range again, I'll get him back again. I know a lot of you are into the Feinster because of its off-grid applications, but we're kind of wondering, how would you track your dog, say if it ran away from your house and it ended up, you know, I don't know, running 12 blocks away? Well, you may not be able to use Feinster for that. Whereas this, I can log on and find out where Royce is at all times. So I think it's pretty cool. The battery life, I don't think it's as good as the Feinster, especially, you know, when you're leaving it on 24/7. The Feinster, I mean, I can leave on standby mode forever, and it seems to go for like 2 to 3 weeks without a charge. But again, it's not giving us as much information. The unit itself looks pretty solid. I don't think Royce is going to damage it. It attaches to the collar very well. It comes with, you know, accessories that you could buy for it. For example, like a glow-in-the-dark sort of sheath that goes over it, extra, you know, bands to hook it to the collar, extra charge cables if you were to lose it. Those you can get on their website. So I'm pretty impressed with it so far. You know, especially in the dark, you know, using that augmented reality to see him, or the light and the sound. I think that's a really cool idea. Do I think the light is bright enough to, you know, see him in really dense forest or big enough? No, I think probably the entire unit should be able to glow like a flashlight. And for the sound, it does distress the animals a little bit because it's a really high-pitched noise. But I would probably not, you know, turn that on until I was fairly confident I was close by. Or if the unit dropped off of him, I could actually find it. It's just a tracker. So if it fell down the forest, I could turn the light and turn the sound, and we could find it, which the Feinster, you're not going to have that option to do that. It's gone. So, so that's something to consider. Something else to consider is that, you know, you have to have a smartphone, an up-to-date one that can operate the Tractive app. And of course, you have to have you yourself have to have cellular service to be able, and data turned on to use this product. If you have a cell phone and you don't have data or don't have enough data, it's not going to work for you. So I wouldn't consider it. So just some things to think about. It's kind of hot out today. Royce is going for what he calls a swim, which is basically wading in swamp water. Guess we'll find out if the Tractive is lives up to how waterproof it says it is. This is Royce's kind of pool right here. So we're in some pretty dense coverage right now, so we're having a little bit of difficulty connecting with the live feature, but I can certainly see him, generally speaking, on the regular tracker. The one updates a little bit less frequently. But that's to be expected. Like, your cell phone can even go out and stuff like this if it's thick, or if there's weather or things like that, I find. So not a big deal. I can always use the Bluetooth capability to find him, or the sound and the light. Oh, sweet. This is a great finding. It's a painted Suillis. Oh, and they're really fresh too. There's a whole whack of them in here, so I'll be taking these home today too. As we're hiking along here, I've got a great problem. My bag is full. I've got button Lactarius deliciosus and the painted Suillises. So, oh my gosh, this is great. Should have brought my big basket. Well, another time. Thanks so much for joining us for the review of the Tractive GPS Pet Tracker. I really think this is a great product out there, and we look forward to many miles with it. And I'm going to keep you guys in the loop, especially going through the winter months. I want to see how the battery performs, and we'll give you guys an update on how that goes. But for now, I give it basically 5 out of 5. I think it's awesome. The only reason why I would, you know, potentially give it a lower review is that I cannot use it off-grid, and that's a huge deal for me. So that way I'd probably give it you know, I don't know, 4 out of 5, because it's not really appropriate for, you know, going to the cabin and using it, which is unfortunate. Hopefully at some point they will have some ability to make it usable off the cellular network as well, like a dual purpose tracker. Well, if you guys are interested in this tracker, I do have a special code for you to get some money off. And if you just type in TheWildYam under promotional code, you will be able to get some money off. So that's really exciting. So if you're interested, definitely check it out. Royce and I give it 2 thumbs up and 2 paws up. Well, 4 paws, I guess. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Even get out, look in the forest. Lots of things out, a lot of cool mushrooms. But make sure you know what you're identifying before you stick it in your mouth, because there's lots of awesome wild edibles out there. And I'm hoping to get some more foraging in and deliver those kind of quality content videos for you guys. Let's go on a foray at some point, hey? Well, thanks so much for tuning into today's little chat today about the Tractive and seeing some really awesome edible mushrooms here in the forest. Stay safe and enjoy the warm fall we're having so far. Have a good one. Take care. We'll see you in the next video.